Alright, what is going on, guys? In today's video, of course, we're going to be talking about the new Ascension loading screen. It dropped a few days ago in the new Call of Duty Zombies comic issue number 2. The comic's pretty much talking about Rushman's backstory and, of course, with Broken Arrow and stuff like that. So I'm going to have some theory videos or just talking about Broken Arrow in future videos, because we're back to these classic zombie theories that I always loved doing, because these videos are pretty fun to make. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I just do it off the top of my head and, like, all my thoughts just spew out, and you know what's that. Alright, so the first look of the new Ascension loading screen, pretty much everything's the same. It's just like added a different layout. It's more Black Ops 3 friendly. It seems to be relating with concepts that we know now, because back in Black Ops 1, of course, Jimmy Zielinski was the head of zombies. He was just throwing the most random stuff out, and it was very interesting, I'll give him that, but it just seemed to be very confusing. The loading screens were back then, because we don't even know what the Shangri-La one means or the Ascension ones, and a couple other ones as well, but we really don't know what this one is. So if, of course, we look at these side by side, like I was saying before, they look pretty much identical, except of course a few changes. On the original, it seemed to be that we have a scientist designing blueprints for something, possibly a rocket, because we know this, of course, is for Ascension, so Ascension group are possibly working on this, and some people speculate this is this Yuri or some other scientist. Of course, we really don't know, because just silhouetted kind of looks like Morrison. Y'all guys think? Look at him, he has the glasses on and everything like that. In the next image right beside that, of course, we have the Ascension rockets, actually the 3 rockets that ended up blowing up the moon, in a cast of shadow which says 115, which is always very, very cool. Below that, seemingly has some calculations for rock coordinate and just, you know, design blueprints for, of course. And the next one has always been a mystery, you know, from I heard people talking about and stuff like this. It seems to be like a jail cell or some kind of like room or something like that, and possibly like some water, like a bucket or something like that. And then the next one, the next panel, we have a person just teleporting through space and time, or just teleporting somewhere, really not sure where, and that's that. You know, it's very ambiguous, you know, up to interpretation of what you guys think this means. And then of course we had the new one. This is just absolutely amazing, because I was like, dang, they added so much color and it just seems so interesting. In the first panel, we have Dr. Monty sitting down writing with his nice feather pen. I forgot what they're called. Tell me in the comment section what they are called. But we have him actually drawing the blueprint for the summoning key, of course, with a KN-44 in it. People wonder what in the world does this mean, and of course it is signed Dr. Monty. It looks like he's signing his name actually right there. Wow, that's pretty cool. Of course, we find that on the giant, of course, the scraps of paper, and we combine them together and it makes that very image. And in the background, it seems that he's also designing his perfect world as well. I really don't know where in the world this takes place in the story. Possibly he's designing his perfect world, working on it and such, and you know, he kind of puts it in a different dimension, and then when cleanses everything, it just goes into that little place. But I don't know how in the world the actual like blueprint could have got on the giant, or he was like, hey crew, this is what the summoning key is. Jason Blundell, what are you doing? Like, I love the mystery, the stuff like that in the zombie storyline, but it's just so confusing. But in the next one, got a cool, interesting thing. These are actually the V2 rockets we see under Eisen's rocket. You can see like snow and also trees in the background. Unfortunately, the shadow doesn't cast 115, which is very disappointing, because that was like the coolest thing ever when I first started playing. So it's just like, wow, it says 115. And of course, you guys can see on the rocket, it says it has like the little dragon logo, and the building and like seeing like the water tank are pretty much exactly the same as well. The blueprint design below is different. It is from Zetsubo Nishima, the dragon, like the anatomy of the dragon and such. You know, we already seen the image of that, so it's really not that important. But this next one is very important. I got a lot to say about this one. Of course, it shows the picture what I believe to be Samantha. It looks very similar to her. It could be Sophia for all we know, or just really anybody, but it just really reminds me of Samantha with her facial features, and it seems to be her. And of course, it seems that they're gumgum. It seems that she's looking at these gobblegums as like, what in the world are they? Really not sure what it takes place, possibly in the house, because you know, Dr. Monty just wants to keep his fortune just sitting around in the house, and you know, he's like, oh, anybody wants to stop by, you know, you just buy it. But of course, it seems like she's wondering where in the world are these. But this could be very symbolic, because in the original one, of course, people believe it's a jail cell. It looks like that. I don't know what in the world it could be other than that, but of course it is. And possibly this symbolizes that Samantha is being trapped, because we really don't know what Dr. Monty did with the children after our character teleported back in time to be premised, and Dr. Maxis and Sophia just sacrificed and took one for the team to, of course, save the whole universe, presumably. So really don't know what in the world that means. But in the next one, it's very, simplified. We know what this means. It's just a gatekeeper. Of course, we see the silhouette, we see the hint of red on him, and of course he has his claws and his hood on, so he's just teleporting through space and time. And of course, in the original one, we had the scientist doing the same thing, so maybe that scientist turned into a gate. So pretty much it is pretty much the same exact thing, and of course, more relevant to the storyline now, or Jason Blum knows, hey, we really don't know what these things mean, we really don't know what Jimmy Zielinski was going with, or he just doesn't like that, and he was like, oh, we're gonna do it like this, or y'all guys gonna understand it with Dr. Monty, Sophia, and the gatekeepers and stuff like that. But hopefully every single last one of you guys did, of course, enjoy this video. I messed up over 1,000 times. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, and have an amazing day. It has been a peace out. What is a feathered pen called? Oh, they're called a quill. That's pretty cool.